What's up, my good people of the internet? Hope you're having yourselves a fantastic morning this morning. I appreciate your patience today as we got set and ready to go for the show. So definitely appreciate it. We had a long night last night, but a phenomenal and very successful night last night. We're going to be talking about that in just a few minutes here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. But I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for being a part of the show. And I want to give you a big time shout out for being here. So much appreciation and much love and many thanks. And just want to send my absolute love to each and every single one of you. I appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all for being a part of the broadcast. I thank you for tuning in and connecting with us every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube.com and Facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com. So however you're connecting with the show, thank you for tuning into the broadcast. Of course, on our social media, Facebook @WakeUpCallDT, X @CallDT, Instagram @WakeUpCall_DT, and we're on Threads as well. And I do want to let y'all know what we are on Threads, because we are on the Threads @WakeUpCall_DT as well. So the same as our Instagram, just so you know. So I want to make sure that I give that out to everybody, because we haven't added that, but I wanted to make sure that you have it, because that's what we're on. So we're on Threads, and we definitely love being on Threads. So much love and much appreciation to everybody joining the show. And when I say love over and over again, I mean it. I hope you know you're cared for. I hope you know that you matter. I hope that you know that you have a place in this world, and don't let anybody tell you that you don't. So keep being you, keep being amazing, and always be good to each other and be good to yourself. Inside of MonPawsPopcorn.com's What's Poppin', we're going to start the show off with the annoying moment of the week, as we always do every Friday. Proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. Then we're going to jump into Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver is the acronym, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. The topic for today is going to be, how do you respond? How do you respond? So we're going to get into exactly what I'm talking about there in just a little bit. Then we'll announce our top dog of the week at the top of the second hour at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Proudly presented by K9 Kamp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. And then I will get into our experience last night for our first trade night that was on the road, GG Cards and Breaks. Typically, trade night is done right at their location on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, right off of Teal Ave. And last night we had it at the Wildcat. I was able to partner us all together, get that all working together, and I'm so grateful that Josh wanted to do it there. I'm happy that Danny wanted to have it hosted there at the Wildcat Sports Pub. It went off extremely well. We were in the news side where where we do our shows every month with the Wildcat on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in our West Genesee spotlight, and also where so many parties are had in private, gatherings and whatnot. So we were able to do that over there, and it was incredible. We doubled the amount of people that were at the Wildcat overall. We packed the entire place. There were very few tables available on that side. So I want to thank everybody that came out to the event. You made it special. The sports card community, we do it for you, and without you, it wouldn't have been as amazing as it was last night. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and from Josh and from Anthony and from Danny. Thank you so much for such a great time. I'm going to talk about that at the end of today's broadcast, our experience, and I'm going to get into some show and tell, show you the cards that I got, and we'll also discuss Major League Baseball and the NFL. So we're going to do all that today. Have some fun. Get you ready for the weekend. Syracuse taking on Georgia Tech on the road. Second to last game of the regular season for Syracuse, and they need one of these two games in order to go to a bowl game. But that once again will give them a record of 6-6, which is that mediocrity record that I don't want to be the bar that Syracuse sets for itself. Let's just get to 6 so that we could go to a bowl game. I want so much more than mediocrity in that mid-level, and that mid-level is getting that one, getting that one more to get to 6. Syracuse obviously is fighting for 7, and I just hope that things start getting better for the team, because I know that the fan base is frustrated. I'm sure the guys are frustrated on the team, and hopefully everything will come together and things can get worked out and the team can move forward in a positive and productive way. Hopefully, because I only want to see the best for those gentlemen, and I know they're working very hard and very diligently to try and get these wins. And I know it's been tough. It's been tough through injuries. It's been tough through guys that have left. But at the same time, you know, everybody deals with injuries for the most part, and everybody deals with players leaving in the transfer portal, even Alabama and Clemson. So it's something that they just have to navigate through and they have to figure out. And hopefully they will sooner than later, because there's no better time than right now, right? And this is the only time that we have that we can control anything, is in the present. So make sure that you do that to the best of your ability. Big time shout out, though, to Syracuse for pulling off the victory last week and getting that victory to get them to 5, which gives them the opportunity to try and get to 6 in these next 2 games. They're in control of their own destiny. If they don't make it, it's because of them. And if they do make it, it's because of them. So hopefully they will do a good job here as they step forward, and we'll be covering it as we go. So a lot of great stuff coming up here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Thank you for being with us here today, and it is my honor and my privilege to now bring you the annoying moment of the week.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I really, honestly, I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
Do you have to be that crazy? I guess so.
The annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. And I'm laughing because there's so many places I can go with the annoying moment of the week. And that's unfortunate. That means that there's a lot of crazy things going on and a lot of annoying things going on. So there's many a place I could take this. I will say this as a sports person, right? As somebody who loves sports, I tell people all the time, you know, I'm a fan first. If I wasn't a fan, then how could I even tell this story? So I am a fan first and big time fan of the world of sports. So I get it, right? Teams do well, teams don't do well. And it's one of those things that helps strangers talk to strangers. It helps us to connect with each other, right? Whether we agree or not, strangers will talk about sports. If you walk by them wearing a Texas Rangers shirt and you're an Arizona Diamondback fan, you know, you might say something like, oh, man, you got us. And they're like, oh, yeah, we got you. And it's like, okay, well, better next time and we'll be all right. And they're like, yeah, you'll be all right. You'll figure it out. It'll be cool. Don't worry about it. You got this. And, you know, you have those kind of back and forths. But then there's the other back and forths where it's like somebody is just not nice about it, right? And I can honestly tell you that when people are just rude, and I had that happen to me this week when I was going about my own business and I wasn't bothering anybody, and I was kind of just going through daily life, and I decided to go to Barnes & Noble because I like Barnes & Noble. So I'm at Barnes & Noble, and this guy comes up to me, and while he's walking by me, I didn't even know he saw me. Honestly, I didn't even think we were paying attention to each other. And he walks by me and he goes, hey, your team got their, and I'm going to say what he said. He's like, they got their ass beat this week. And I was like, cool. Thank you for reminding me. And then I walked away. And I thought to myself, it wasn't one of those like, hey, man, and maybe it was. You know, maybe I didn't stick around long enough to see if the conversation was going to turn in that direction where the guy was actually like, hey, man, I'm a Giants fan, I'm suffering too, or something like that. But there's a difference between the playful razzing and then there's just being like that person that's like, hey, I wanted to remind you that your team sucks because I hate my life and I need to pass it on. And I just, you know, I feel like I could have been nicer to the guy. I mean, all I said was like, yeah, thanks for reminding me. But it was the way I said it that I typically don't say things that way. And so if I was his annoying moment of the week, I apologize, sir. I was just taken aback by the fact that someone would go, hey, your team got their ass beat. And you're like, cool. It's like when someone's like, hey, Sheila broke up with you. Thank you. I read the headlines. I was there. So, you know, I mean, I guess because I'll joke around with people and I talk about things on the show, but I don't know if I would go up to an individual and be like, hey, the Buffalo Bills had a really crappy day. You're a Bills fan. Did you have a crappy day because they had a crappy day? Do you feel like crap? Is there something you would like to tell me? Are you depressed? Are you down? Does your life suck? Because it should. And it's like, who does that? So that's an annoying moment of the week. Yesterday, I was out and about, and this guy came up to me who I don't appreciate in the sports card world. And his prices are too high. He's rarely ever been nice anytime I went into his store growing up. And I told him like this really nice story. I was like, oh yeah, I've been into your store. And I knew he didn't remember me because I don't think he genuinely cared when I came in. And I don't take that personally. He probably was aloof with more than just me. But I come into the store. Or I would tell him, I was like, hey, I came into your store. He's like, oh, yeah, I don't, like he was looking at me like, I don't know you. And then he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, cool. Just tell me that you don't remember. It's fine. And I was like, yeah, I used to come in with my grandmother and with my mom. I don't think I ever came back in there with my grandmother, but I used to get cards with my grandmother. And I was trying to be nice because I figured this guy doesn't know me and he's pretending that he does. So I might as well tell him a fun story since he's pretending that he remembers it all. And I was like, yeah, coming with my grandma, coming with my mom, and, I appreciate what you do. And I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to say, hey, your customer service is atrocious. I never felt welcome in your store. Everything was pretty much overpriced. And I left the last time I was there thinking to myself, I'm never coming back. I didn't say that. I was trying to be nice. And so my buddy goes, yeah, Dan's broadcasting, doing an event tonight. And he looks at me and he goes, wow, I'm so, what did he say? I forget the word that he said. Oh, he said, I'm so impressed. And he smiled in front of my face. And I went, well, I've been broadcasting for 20 years. And then I stopped talking to him. And I feel like in today's world, I bring both of these up as annoying moments, not because they keep me up at night. I slept last night. I woke up wanting to sleep more, but I definitely slept. I mean, I'm tired. My body's been tired all week. But I look at these things and I say to myself, like, even people like me who are nice to everybody, and even when I don't want to be nice to certain people because they're so mean, I'm nice. I'm nice when I don't want to be nice. And I look at some of these things and I say to myself, is this normal? Is this normal in life for someone to go, hey, you love your job? Well, I'm going to make fun of it. And it's like, okay. But you know what? You know what I've learned in life? People's opinions don't matter. As far as they come out their mouth, they don't need to go any farther. Their opinion can literally come off of their lips, stand in front of their face, and go no further, right? Am I going to not make movies someday because somebody doesn't like it? There's going to be someone that doesn't like my movie, right? And here's the thing, and this is another annoying moment of the week. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love it. I think there's a lot of problems with it recently. I think Disney's got a lot of propaganda problems, and I think Disney has a lot of trying to appease certain people, and Disney I think they try to dance where the money dances, and that's not smart because they're like, let's appease this group because they're popular right now. Oh, well, let's go to this group because that group's popular right now. Just make a good movie, Disney. When they focused on making good movies, they did really well. And Marvel Studios, I'm almost to a point where I'm like a couple movies away of saying Marvel Studios should just break away from Disney. But why would Disney ever do that? It makes them way too much money. I was thinking about some stuff, though, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I was watching what people said. People are so critical. We forget, and we're spoiled, but we've had over a decade of Marvel movies. Over a decade from the MCU. And then you add in everything else that we've gotten to see in the Spider-Man in 2002 and X-Men and all that. By the way, I'm having a mic drop. from the wonderful people in North Star Nutrition and Nutrition Wave. North Star Nutrition on 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, New York, is having their Customer Appreciation Day today. A lot of surprises, a lot of awesome stuff to tell their customers thank you. I can't tell you what they are. You have to go in the store to see. So go to 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, New York, up until 4 p.m. today, and I'll see you out there in a little bit. But I got the mic drop because I'm thirsty and I love it. So go out and get it today. That's my drink, and it's at North Star Nutrition and Nutrition Wave. So make sure you go to North Star Nutrition, 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, New York. And Nutrition Wave is on 6197 State Route 31 in Cicero. So not too far away from the other location. And not too far away from CNS High School. And the other location is right by the middle school, and you could literally just walk back and forth to North Star Nutrition. My annoying moment of the week is with all these movies that we've had from Marvel, I feel like we have been very spoiled. And that to me has been frustrating, because not frustrating that we've been spoiled, because I appreciate everything that they've done. Frustrating in how we've responded to it, because we've gotten in this place now where I think that people are, I mean, when a movie is great and grandiose and the graphics and this and that, whatever, are amazing, we are so critical of it, right? This is what Marvel needs to do. This is where we want them to be. This is how it has to happen. And I feel that, you know, in the world we live in today, people are so opinionated, like so opinionated, because everybody wants to be heard and yada, yada, yada. And I would just like for people to take a step back and remember that comic book movies almost died. And, you know, I think the Marvels was pretty good. I'm going to discuss it on Superpowered Pop, but I thought the Marvels was pretty good. I went in there thinking it was going to be awful and hoping that it was going to be good. And I came out of it saying to myself, wow, that feels more like a Marvel movie of old than a bunch of things that they've made recently. I don't think Marvel has struck the right chords that they typically have done. I don't feel like they have stayed true to their formula, except for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So those I think were great, right? But outside of that, you know, they kind of just She-Hulk I wanted to like. But again, you know, it's like some things I like, some things I don't. I don't go on the internet and bash people. And that's really what I'm getting at for my annoying moment of the week is, can we just please stop bullying people? And a lot of you are grown adults. I mean, I put up a video of Naheem McLeod in the win over Colgate, and people watched it, which I appreciate, and then people commented on it, and some people were super rude about Naheem, who's been at Syracuse for 3 games, and they forget that Syracuse has had, pardon me, a bunch of 7-footers that have struggled at times. I looked at it and I'm thinking to myself, like, Naheem could go on social media and be like, oh, Dan put my video up. So cool. I want to share it with my family. And then he looks at all the comments, and there's Syracuse fans on Syracuse groups on social media bashing him publicly as a response to my video with him. And to me, I just found that to be distasteful. You know, you don't have to be happy with the way Naheem is playing, but I'm pretty confident 100% of you are not 7-foot anything. And I'm pretty confident that almost 100% of you never played basketball. And if you did, not Division I, I'm just kind of baffled by how comfortable people feel just being rude. And you got to put it away. I mean, you have to honestly ignore it. My allergies are not great right now, so I got a little tickle. Apologize for the cough into the microphone. I just feel like people are so fine with being jerks. they're so fine with going up to you going like, hey, my life sucks. I want to make your life suck because, if my life's going to suck, your life has to suck too. And it's like, nah, bro. If your life sucks, do something about it. And that something about it is not involving me in trying to make mine bad because you want to feel better about yours. But that leads me completely into the lead that we're going to talk about, which is called How Do You Respond? And we're going to get into that right after this fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Annoying moments of the week. Being rude. Stop doing it. Don't be disrespectful. But by the way, folks, I always spin it to a positive. If somebody comes up to you and says, I'm so impressed, and they're not. But by the way, I didn't need him to be impressed. He didn't help me start my career. He didn't help me grow my brand. He didn't help me create my company. He did not help me over the last 20 years with anything in my life. And he is not helping me now. He has been no part. His hand is on nothing. I owe him nothing. So the fact that he's not impressed, I think he forgets the fact that I don't even think about him as a human being in my daily life, nor do I seek to impress him. That's never been something I wanted to do. So if I didn't do something I never set out to do, I guess I don't care. But I'm a nice person, and I try to find nice ways of going, okay, yeah, thanks. That's your opinion. Because I don't feel like ruining his day. Obviously, somebody who's being mean to someone is already having a bad day. They might be having a bad life in their mind. They might not appreciate that they woke up this morning. They might not try that hard. They might not care that much. But I can promise you that it is a very high percentage that a person who is rude to you in some way, shape, or form, especially a total stranger who knows nothing about you, anybody who is rude to you is not happy. So I would suggest that instead of getting even with them, instead of seeking revenge, just pray for them. Pray for them. Stick up for yourself. Don't be rude. Don't get in a fight. But stick up for yourself in a kind, respectful, and distinct manner. A clear manner, right? Say what you need to say and walk away. Or, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But don't stoop to the level of the person that's being disrespectful. I think what we forget in the things that annoy us in our lives is that person that cut us off, they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know what you're going through. That person who is not impressed by you, they don't know you. They don't know what you're going through. I share any memory with my grandmother and my mom, and you disrespect it. I mean, the thing that's clear to me is the way that I was treated by that person. I was like, I'm never going back in their store again. And every time I pass their new location, I say to myself, I'll never step in foot in there. And any inkling of me that was like, maybe I should see if he's any different. Well, I met him yesterday and he's not. So, I guess there's no more going in there. And people say, well, that's holding a grudge. No, it's not. I'm just not going to spend my money where I'm not appreciated. That's not holding a grudge. It's called intelligence. If you were totally disrespected by a place, why would you give them your hard-earned money? I would never suggest you do that. I would never suggest you spend time. You might forgive a friend for hurting you, but if being around that friend is depressing and they're rude and they're disrespectful, and as much as you've forgiven them, they continue to be disrespectful, why would you spend your time there? That's not holding a grudge against them. That's keeping your peace. And in today's world, people want to be so mean and so crass and so heartless. And then if you do anything to support yourself and your self-care, what do they say to you? You're holding a grudge. Oh, you don't treat me like Jesus would. Jesus is not a scapegoat. And a lot of people that use Jesus' name, FYI, a lot of those people that use his name as a scapegoat are the ones that say they don't even believe in him. You don't believe in him, but you believe in him when it's convenient. Well, that's usually the person that's friends with you when it's convenient, and they do business with you when it's convenient. But the good people of this world, they do business with you any day of the week. They talk to you any day of the week. They show up. I asked one of my buddy Isaac that's here on the show, me, Tortora, and Alfred. I said, hey, man, we're doing GG Cards and Breaks event on the road this month, and if you want to come out, I'd love for you to be there. You haven't been around sports cards in a while. I know you love the Wildcat. We go out there and get food all the time. So if you want to come out to the Wildcat and you want to hang out and you want to see, what the sports card world looks like here in Central and Upstate New York, you're absolutely welcome. And then I kind of put it out of my mind. I was like, hey, if he wants to come out and he's got time to come out, he'll come out. And if he doesn't, that's okay. And, about an hour in, little over an hour in, he shows up. And he just showed up to be a good friend. He showed up to be a good brother because I consider him family. And it's stuff like that that really means the world to me. It means the world to me when somebody does that. Because he did it out of the goodness of his heart. I didn't beg him to come. I said, hey, if you want to come out, you're welcome. You're definitely welcome to come out here and be a part of this. And he did. And he showed up. And, people that show up for you, that means the world. Those are my brothers. Those are my sisters. Those are my, my biological family, my non-biological family that, has chosen each other. Those are the people I care about. When I say to the businesses I work with, hey, there's something going on, it's really important to me, and they show up. I mean, to me, it's all about relationships in life. And to be completely honest, you guys should know this. And I know it's hard in the moment to know this. And I could say this about myself. It's hard in the moment to know this. But when you realize it's all about relationships, the people that are treating you poorly are not good at making relationships and sustaining relationships. The people that don't treat you well, they don't have good relationships. You might think they do. They might look successful, but they don't have good relationships because people that treat people like crap, it's not just you that they treat like crap. I could say that's a pretty clear thing. So if you're having a rough day and somebody makes it rougher, or you're having a great day and somebody tries to punch you below the belt during that, just remember, happy people don't hurt people, and people's opinions can rest on their lips. They never have to slap you in the face. The only reason why they get from their lips to your face is because you let them pass through all of that block, right? You got to block it. You got to keep it down and support yourself. Yeah, I bring those things up because they're annoying moments, because I want to talk about a bigger issue with our society. I didn't say the names of anybody because I'm not seeking to affect anybody personally. We don't personal attack on or off the air. That's not my motto. That's not my life. What I do is seek to look at things that happen and look at society and say, why are we mean? Why do we feel like we can have an opinion about everything? Social media was not created so that you feel like you could have an opinion about everything. Social media was created to bring us together. And some people use it to do the exact opposite, which is pull us apart. So if you have a social media account, be kind to people. If you don't have a social media account, be kind to people. And just be a good person, because life is so much better when we're nice. We'll take a step aside. We'll be back with Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay's Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, which the Annoying Moment of the Week, presented by Carvel DeWitt, led perfectly into.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the Whole Frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge, and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item, available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Rd in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career, it's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Appreciate you being here, hanging out with us every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And it is now time for us to jump into this segment, Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented
by the wonderful teams at Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, led by their fearless leader, Jimmer Sikowski. Big time shout out to Jimmer and the Sikowski family, and to everybody working so diligently to make so much more than a chicken sandwich happen every day in your life, just by being kind and trying to give back to the community, trying to help other people. Chick-fil-A is different in so many wonderful ways, and I love the brand in and of itself because they're unafraid to believe in God. They're unafraid to share their faith, and they have people there from all different walks of life. You know, people that are growing in their faith every day, people that don't have a faith, people that are starting to have a faith, people that had a faith and lost it and trying to get it back or open to getting it back. There's so many different walks of life at Chick-fil-A, and I don't think you really know the story till you know the story, and that's why I love the series that we get to do here on with Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay on Wake Up Call, which is called The Light Between Us, which is my series of sitting down with team members from both locations, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, to tell their stories and to share those stories that are just so beautiful and heartfelt and honest and open and real. So make sure you check those out on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt by typing in The Light Between Us after you subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. And we also have them on facebook.com/wakeupcalldt as well. With Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, on top of having The Light Between Us, we do our segment LEAD. Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver is the acronym that I created by the grace of God and with his help just a few years ago. Today's topic: how do you respond? How do you respond? It is perfect to what we were just talking about, because I was talking about people that say mean things to you. Total strangers that come up to you and say something that you don't appreciate. How do you respond to those things? How do you respond? Do you respond with anger? Do you respond by seeking to get back at them? Do you respond by negativity? How do you respond when something doesn't go your way? How do you respond when you don't get your way? How do you respond when somebody treats you a way that you don't like? That's the question. What do you do? And I think it is so important in life to pay attention to our responses, because we say, well, that person hurt us first, so now I'm going to react however I want to react because I'm pissed off. I don't like it. I don't like the way I was treated, so I'm going to respond. But I challenge you that when someone treats you a way that you don't want to be treated, that you don't reciprocate hate with hate, negativity with negativity, rage with rage, anger with anger, ignorance with ignorance, prejudice with prejudice, sexism with sexism, racism with racism, disrespect with disrespect. I ask you that you don't do that. I ask you that you do better. Because how we respond is what we have to live with, right? We say, well, we got to live with what they did. No, we don't. No, we don't. What'd I tell you? You and I got to get in the habit of what? Remembering that people's opinions don't have to go any farther than their own lips. They don't travel to you unless you allow safe passage. People's disrespectful things and their kind things, anything that comes out of somebody's mouth does not have to go farther than their mouth. You're the one that lets it pass the toll. You're the one that lets it get to you. You're the one that lets it get to you. It's not them. They want it. They might want it to get to you. They might not even know what they said. And I'll tell you this, a lot of people that do hateful and mean things, they don't remember because they're on to the next one. And if it's their lifestyle, it's their lifestyle. They're not thinking, oh, I hurt Dan, I hurt Jill, I hurt Deb, I hurt Ralph, I hurt Bob, I hurt Susie, I hurt Tammy. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking, what do I want for lunch today? That's what they're thinking. And I know you might not want to hear that because, like, well, Dan, if they hurt me, they should feel bad. Well, if they did what they did in the first place, why are you expecting somebody that did a hateful thing to feel bad about it? Because I would ask you the question, why would they do the hateful thing in the first place? Somebody who does something that is mean and disrespectful, we always want them to apologize, but I've challenged myself to say, why would I expect someone to apologize to me for something hateful that they did toward me or mean toward me if they were okay doing it in the first place? You know? It's like when somebody cheats on you and you're like, man, I just wish they would apologize. And it's like, if they could bring themselves to cheat on you, what does it even matter if they apologize? I mean, yeah, okay, but what's that going to do? If they apologize, what do you say? Okay, well, that's fine. You know, it's expecting someone to be good to us who has been so mean to us after they've been mean to us is a strange thing. But if you think about your life, a lot of us have this expectation that people that do and say terrible things are going to feel bad about it. And I would send back to you, how about looking at it from a different angle? If they could bring themselves to do that terrible thing, why do you think they would be sorry about it? Because I'm not going to do things. Do I make mistakes? Absolutely, all the time. But at the same time, I have no desire to hurt somebody. So why would I do something so horrible and then be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry? You know what I mean? And like, if people do what they want to do, and it's a hard thing to take in, but people do what they want to do, and they don't do what they don't want to do. You know, I asked people over this past couple weeks to be human. I asked them to live by their word, to do what they promised me, to support what is right, and to have my back that they promised they had. And they didn't do any of those things. So why would I expect that person to apologize if that person has already done something I would never do? Now, their apology would help, but what I'm saying to you is, when someone hurts us, we expect this same person that stabbed us, hopefully figuratively and not literally, but even figuratively, those hurt. We expect the person to stab us to apologize that they stabbed us, but I'm thinking about this fact going, yeah, but they, you know what I mean? It's like, if they could bring themselves to stab you, I don't think that they're going to readily be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I did that. Now, people do things not knowing. People go through trauma, and you know, they might hurt you because they got hurt and they don't see it right away, and then they see it over time and they try to fix it and adjust to it. That stuff happens. But we're so focused on the people that did bad things to us to apologize. The person that cut you off in traffic, 9 times out of 10, I don't expect them to apologize. The person that said something really disrespectful when they walked up to you and are a total stranger, I don't expect them to apologize. If you're at a game and you're the visiting team and people are booing you and yelling at you and this and that, I don't expect them at the end of the game, if your team wins, to go, my bad, you guys are better. Shake hands, sorry. Some people might, but I don't expect people in Philadelphia to apologize to Cowboys fans for being rude to them. I don't see that happening. It could. I hope it does. See, this is the thing. You can love something with everything you got, but you love your kid. You don't go up to other people going like, I love my kid. Your kid sucks. But we do that with sports. You realize that, right? Like, if I'm a Cowboys fan and you're an Eagles fan, you know, I could go up to, I mean, there's the reality that I'll go up to you and be like, your team sucks. My team's awesome. But we don't do that with our kids, right? We don't walk into Wegmans and go, hey, your baby, how old are they? 18 months? My baby's 18 months. My baby would kill your baby in any sport ever. My baby is smarter than your baby. My baby is funnier than your baby. My baby's cuter than your baby. Your baby sucks. But we do that in sports all the time. You realize that? We do that in sports all the time, but we wouldn't do it with family, right? Some people might that have really something, not okay with their self-esteem. They might go up and go, my girlfriend's hotter than your girlfriend. But that's not a normal thing that people do because you don't really hear about that. And I feel like that's a very insecure person. My girl hotter than your girl. What? And normally those people don't stay together because there's a lot of it. Like I said, there's a lot of insecurity, right? If my girlfriend's gorgeous and I believe she's beautiful, I don't need to talk to you about it. Why do I want to bring attention to it? So that you can stare at her? I mean, I would prefer that you don't stare at her all day. You know what I mean? So my house is better than your house. My house will kill your house, man. It's like, that's just stupid. And please stay away from those people because those people are so outrageously unhappy, and I find it so funny when men try to emasculate other men. I mean, really anybody trying to affect anybody, but when as a man, and there are men and women in today's society, I know that they want to believe that doesn't exist, but there are men and women. It's in the Bible, and God created us, and I'm going to give him the stamp of approval that he knows what he's doing better than we do, because human beings don't make a lot of sense a lot of times. But I'm a man. I'm not a cis man, by the way, because I have no idea what that means, so please stop saying it because I find it disrespectful. I'm a man, and I don't disrespect other people out there. You want to be what you want to be. You want to live your life. Hey, if you're not killing anybody, hurting anybody, if you're doing good things, do good things. But stop giving us pronouns and information that I didn't ask for. I am a man. My name is Daniel. You can refer to me as Daniel. You can refer to me as a man. That's it. Okay? Your friend, your brother, whatever. But call me by my name. Don't call me by something you created. I did not give you permission for that. Please do not do that. And because I'm getting really annoyed with a lot of videos that I see out there of people just asking not to be labeled, but then they're labeling other people. Don't do that. Don't do that in any walk of life about anything. Do not give somebody a label that they did not ask for. Do not give them some type of shackle that they didn't ask to be a part of, And people don't know you. Somebody walks up to me and be like, you're a Caucasian male. And it's like, I'm Hispanic and Italian. I don't know what Caucasian means. I consider myself tinted because my culture is tan, and I got a light on me right now in the studio, so I'm look brighter here, but I know who I am. You don't need to tell me who I am, and I can appreciate the fact that my life is with God. It's between me and God, like Mother Teresa said. It's not between you and I. It's between me and God. And I don't need your approval, and I definitely don't need you to tell me what you think I am or how you think I am or whatever that may be. So, as a man in society, I have been around other men who try to emasculate me because something inside of them is not confident enough. And these could be men that are like, they could be taller than me, shorter than me. They could have more muscle than me, less muscle. It doesn't matter. But I find it funny and I giggle to myself. I laugh. I just want to say giggle. I really laugh, but giggle's a fun word. And I laugh when men try to emasculate me because it's like, bro, I'm good. But you got to be good in your own skin, right? It's like, if I want to look better, if I want to do something better with my life, I'll do that. If I want to shave off my goatee, it's not because I dated somebody who wanted me to. I thought about that. I've been dating for a while, and I had somebody say to me, like, what if you were on a dating app, which I loathe them, but they're like, what if you were on a dating app and somebody saw your goatee and they were like, oh man, I don't date goatees. Like, do you think your goatee could be affecting your ability to have people like want to date you? And I was like, I don't think about that stuff because I'm not changing myself to suit somebody else's preferences. 9 times out of 10, the people that ask you to change to suit their preferences will never change for you to suit your preferences. I'm going to say that again. Most of the time, the people that ask you to change to suit their preferences would never change for you to suit your preferences. Understand that. Most of the people, right? Shave off my goatee. The girl dates me for 3 weeks, goes, yeah, I don't think you're the right guy for me. And now I don't have my goatee, right? I had something that I considered part of my identity that I appreciate, that I like. I was in a marriage where she told me I wasn't allowed to have facial hair, and I listened to her. I actually listened to her. I'm sitting here thinking she already doesn't like me. I don't want to make her not like me more. And I didn't have a goatee. And I look back on that and I'm like, shame on her and shame on me. Shame on her for being a rude person, but shame on me for listening to her stupid preferences. Because she colored her hair whatever color she wanted it to be. She drank alcohol like a fish, but I couldn't have a goatee. And I look back on it now. I don't have a goatee now because I'm not married. I don't have a goatee now because it's like my way of getting back at her. I have a goatee now because I always wanted one. I wanted one when I was a little kid. And I couldn't grow it. This part wouldn't grow. Now people are like, oh, that part's still not there. No, I shaved it off yesterday. Again, people not knowing your life and just saying things because people like to be rude. But I do different things with it. So sometimes I keep this. Sometimes I shave it. Sometimes I put like a little shark fin thing coming up here. I like to play around with it. But that was one of the things was, you look at people asking these questions like, what if people don't want to date you because you have facial hair and they can't picture you without facial hair? And I'm like, well, I'm going to have facial hair until I decide that I don't. Right? I mean, outside of God saying no more facial hair and taking it off my face, I have facial hair. And I'm going to have it until I don't want to have it. I've had women tell me to grow out a beard. No, I had a girl get mad at me that I was dating years ago because I cut my hair short and she wanted me to grow it out long, and she decided with her mother that that was their preference and I needed to meet their preference because they had a conversation I wasn't involved in at a time I didn't know about and had decided something for me that I never stamped on, and I was supposed to just follow whatever they said until they changed their mind to something else. But how do we respond? How do we respond to people trying to label us? How do we respond to people giving us new pronouns and new titles and all these things we didn't ask for? I never thought the pronouns were going to be anything tougher than what we were learning in elementary school. Mr., Mrs., Miss. I didn't know that it was going to be any harder than that. I didn't know it was going to be any more difficult than somebody asking you what you want on your driver's license. I did not know that in today's America, as I grew up, that people were going to try to say what I was. Look at me and go, that's a Caucasian male. That's a white male. That's he's not Hispanic. He might be Italian. He's not this. He's not that. It's worry about your own life. Focus on your own life. Because 99.9% of the people that I have seen be rude to people and make demands of people and tell people what to do are people that would never, ever want any of those things in their life. They would never want you to tell them what to do, but they will tell you what to do. And we live in a society right now where people are quiet. They're afraid to say things. The people that actually have logic and rationale are not talking. And the crazy people that are spinning like the Tasmanian devil are so loud right now. It is so loud right now, but it is full with gibberish where we don't talk. We don't say things. We don't say, I don't like that. We don't say that doesn't make sense to me, right? If I'm a man and I get upset about something, there's women out there that would say, oh my gosh, look at him. He's getting so angry. He's like a domineering man and all the stuff. And it's like, no, I'm allowed to be passionate. Women are allowed to be passionate. If a woman came on my show and she was passionate, she's allowed to be passionate. I love women and men the same. I treat them the same. I respect them the same. Do I make jokes about my dating? Yes, but I'm talking about individual people that treated me a certain way. I'm not saying because this woman did this, all women are like that. I don't have a friend that was bad to me and lied to me, so I go, because this friend was like this, all my friends are like that. My friends are not like that. That's why I'm not friends with that one person, and I'm friends with all my friends still, because that person didn't fit our mold. We are not liars. He is, so he's out. That's how that works. We all go through trauma. We all go through hard times. We all go through difficulties. But how are we going to respond in today's America is really the question, because everyone's being grouped. Men are against women. Straight is against gay. Every religion is against every other religion. Black is against white. Where does tan fit in? People tell me that Asian lives matter, but I think that Caucasian lives matter, and I think that African American lives matter, and I think Hispanic American lives matter. I mean, color me wrong, but did God not say that he loves all of us? Did Jesus come to just save women? Did Jesus come to just save Catholics? Did Jesus come to just save guys over 6 feet? I mean, God didn't choose, but we keep grouping each other. We keep dividing. We divide and we divide and we divide and we divide until there's nothing left. You can't divide against zero. You can't divide against zero. And I don't think that we understand what's happening in our society and the crisis that we have in our society right now. Because we're constantly listening to people create new ways to divide. And I don't want to divide from you. I don't want to divide from my neighbor. I don't care if you're black, blue, brown, orange, whatever. I don't care who you love. I don't care if you have facial hair or not, if you're tall or short, if you're fat or skinny. I don't care. If my neighbor needed me, it is my calling under God to be there. Not to look at them and go, you don't look like me. You don't talk like me. No, I'm not going to go over there. That's so stupid. And most of the people that are claiming that somebody needs to appreciate and love them and let them be who they are, they're not being the same to other people. You cannot ask me to appreciate you as a human being if you don't appreciate me as a human being. You cannot ask me to respect you if you don't respect me. You cannot ask me to love you if you don't love me. You cannot ask me to hear your plight and understand where you come from if you do not hear my plight and understand where I come from. That is why this country is having so much trouble right now, because we are not, on a small scale or a large scale, giving anybody what we're asking for. If you're a restaurant owner and you go into restaurants and you treat everybody like crap and you ask to see the manager and you ask for everything for free and you complain about everything even when nothing's wrong, and then you go to your restaurant and the one person that complains, you lose your mind because nobody should complain because your food is awesome. Hypocrisy is the issue. Hypocrisy and closed-mindedness is the issue. I got to love everything that looks, sounds, and feels like me, but everything else is bad. It's wrong. Jesus didn't do that. And yes, I said Jesus on my show. If you're allowed to scream at the top of your lungs and disrespect everybody that doesn't look like you and sound like you, I'm allowed to say the word Jesus. And, this is a sports show. But I talk about life. It's where sports meets life. It's called Wake Up Call for a reason, not just because it's in the morning. I'm not here to appease people. I'm here to get back to heaven. I am here to somehow, some way learn from you and you learn from me and us become better people from having conversations on this show and beyond, so that one day we can all go back to heaven. And on the way to heaven, if I respect you and you respect me, there's a chance that we could live a life that is noble and good. I want nothing but success for everyone, unless they're trying to hurt people. Unless they're trying to do things that are demonic or negative or hateful. I want you to succeed in everything but hate. I want you to succeed in everything but division. I want you to succeed in everything but prejudice, but racism, but sexism. I want you to succeed in everything other than hate, negativity, and hypocrisy. I want you to succeed in good, and only that. I have an obligation when I turn my microphone on to say, yeah, I could talk about Syracuse basketball. 1 million people are doing it. But you know what the thing is about Syracuse basketball? When I was a little kid watching Syracuse basketball, people seemed to be a lot nicer to each other than me as a grown adult. So Syracuse basketball, right? That's always on the court. But around the court, the world has changed. And it is wrong of me to just stare at the court, instead of saying, yeah, I love watching Syracuse basketball, but gosh darn it, could we be a little bit better to each other? So let this serve as your wake-up call. Don't ask something of someone you're not willing to give. Stop spreading hate and realize that division is never going to be a good thing. The more we divide in the country, the more angry we get. You realize that? There are people dying of poverty, dying of starvation. There are people dying on our streets. And we're more concerned about what our pronouns are, what we're allowed to call ourselves. We're more concerned with telling people that they can't believe in God because you don't believe in God. I live in a world where children want to play on the playground and adults are trying to feed their crazy ideals into children that just want to play. Hate is taught. Love is taught. A 3-year-old child does not hate a child that doesn't look like them unless you tell them to. When we are trying to push hate and division into children, I'm going to have to say enough is enough. So how do I respond? I respond with love. I respond with prayer. I respond with being a good person. I respond with listening to people that I don't agree with to try and find a middle ground and to understand where the roots are to how they got to a place that I would never go to. I seek to understand. I seek to learn. But you're not going to change me from being the person that I know that I am inside. I will listen to you. I will hear you if it's respectful. If it's not respectful, I'm not going to listen to you. I will not listen to anybody scream in my face, defame me, disrespect me. I'm not going to let you do that. You could try, but I'm not going to be there. So I am always open to having conversations with people. I am always open to learning from people. But I'm always going to believe in God. I'm always going to believe in God because to me that's there is no other option to me. There's no other option. I did not create myself. Aliens did not create me. I did not come from a fish accidentally. I came from God. And if you want to know how I know that, then sit down and hear my story. But I know that God is here. I know that God exists, and I know the devil exists, and the devil's dancing right now because there's a lot of people that are listening to the devil thinking that they're just listening to their thoughts and their dreams and their aspirations. No, the devil is alive and well in America. And God is too. But for some odd reason, this whole, I want to do whatever I want to do and nobody can stop me, that's not a good thing. You wouldn't say to your kid that that's okay. That they could do anything that they want to do and nobody can stop them. That means that they could go be a doctor or shoot up a building. Anything includes everything. I would not raise my kids to do anything. I would raise my kids to do things with love, with care, with empathy, with the seeking to understand. Chase your dreams, not on the backs of other people, not on the necks of other people. Be who you are does not mean disrespect who you aren't. Go after the people that are not like you, right? I have a ton of friends that I'm close with that are Jewish, and I'm Catholic. Why are we friends? Because they're good people, and I love them dearly, and I never in my life, besides somebody asking me, would ask myself, why am I friends with them? Because we have a different religion. We're friends because I see you for who you are. I love you for who you are. If you are a good person, I got your back. If you're not a good person, I'm not going to stab you in the back. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you right next to my friends, right next to my family. I'm going to pray for all of us in the same group because I'm not here to divide. I pray for people that treat me bad right next to praying for my mom and my dad. There's nothing in this world that can take you unless you let it. There's nothing in this world that can disgrace you unless you let it. There's nothing in this world that can change you unless you let it. Having an open heart and doing something out of fear are two totally different things. There's no white America. There's no black America. There's no brown America. There's no whatever. I thought that we didn't call a team by a color because we thought it was disrespectful. So why are we doing it in human life? I don't see color. I see people. Isaac and Brendan are my brothers. They don't look the same at all. Well, Dan, how can they be your brothers? Because I love them, because I love their soul. I love who they are as people. I don't care what color they are. I don't care where they came from. I am not a census. I'm a human. And I love people. And I seek to love everyone. I seek to give to everyone. I seek to have good relationships with everyone. If you don't have a good relationship with me, that's because you've chosen not to. Not because I tried not to. I have a track record of staying too long in relationships because I want to try to bring out the good in people. I am not somebody that believes that someone is bad. I believe people choose to be bad. And we live in a world right now where our response is crucial. You have to stick up for what you believe in, but you have to do it respectfully. You have to do it with compassion. You have to do it with kindness. You have to seek to understand and not just to be understood. It's okay to say you don't agree with something, and you should never make a decision out of fear or guilt. I am not telling you anything that I have not learned in 38 years. I am sharing this with you because I have made mistakes. I am sharing this with you because I am not perfect. I am sharing this with you because God taught me, and it is my job to teach you what I have learned, or else why. I don't keep everything that I have learned to myself. I don't sit in a castle with my gold and hug it and hold on to it. I share my life with other people. Because I cannot become a better person if I don't seek to understand. I don't know what it's like to be a woman in society. I don't know what it's like to be African American in society. I don't know what it's like to not speak English in America. I don't know those things, so I seek to understand them, and I seek to show people compassion and love for the hope that even if that person has hate in their heart, if I can chip away at it just a little bit and get some light to shine through that broken heart, there is a chance that all of the light can shine and all of those pieces can break off, and that covering that they put over their heart will be chiseled away until it's only brightness, only smiles, and only goodness. I want to believe that I can get to someone's soul. I can help somebody who is not happy, broken, hurt, hateful. I want to believe that my message that comes from God, because I am simply a vessel, can help somebody. So why do I talk about this stuff on my show? Because I am not naive enough, ignorant enough, or irrational enough to believe that someone listening or watching my show right now does not need help. Because I have come and sat in my studio for many years, 20 years I've broadcasted. And there are times where I came and I sat down in the room and I thought to myself, I am in so much pain. I need help. I need somebody to show compassion and love. I need to know that I'm going to be okay. But when you seek God, you're not waiting for somebody. You're not waiting for someone to save you. The people that are waiting for somebody to save them, hoping that Superman appears one day, you can save yourself. You don't need Superman. You don't need Batman. You don't need Wonder Woman. You don't need that. You can save yourself by the grace of God. God is literally the only thing that I know that hasn't changed in 38 years. You realize that? God isn't fickle. God isn't hateful. God doesn't love me today and hate me tomorrow and change his mind about me all the time. God doesn't like me when I'm convenient for God. God doesn't like me when I'm doing the things that God agrees with. Like me when I'm convenient if I have and if I have a different opinion. God's not a fan of a certain team and hates my team, and until I'm a fan of God's team, God doesn't want to be a part of my team. None of that stuff exists because God is the only thing that's right, the only thing that matters. And that might cause you to not like me, that I say God is the only thing that matters. And you say, well, Dan, do I matter? Of course you matter. Listen to what I'm saying. People are so argumentative. People, before you even open your mouth, they've already decided that they're going to fight with you. Do you realize that? Some people just want to fight because they're not happy inside. They don't know who they are. They're screaming at you who they are, but they have no idea who they are. Because if they knew who they were, they wouldn't fight with you about it. What does your opinion matter? Why would you fight with somebody else? Why would you spend your life giving yourself ulcers and pain and suffering, going around yelling at everybody that disagrees with you? Why would you spend your life doing that? If you had a daughter and you had a choice that you could go play on the playground with your daughter, or you could go yell at a bunch of people that you think are different and you don't like different. I mean, come on. Do I agree with everybody on this planet? No, absolutely not. But am I going to let you ruin my day? No, absolutely not. You're not allowed to touch my day. God gave me this day. You did not give me this day. The craziest thing on our planet is that there's people that don't believe in God. That's the craziest thing to me on this planet, is that people don't believe in God. That's the craziest thing. And I feel the same as Steve Harvey. You don't want to believe in God? Fine. Go to hell. If that's where you want to go. If that's where you want to be. Hey, I don't have a right to stop you. But if you don't believe in God and you're mad and you're hateful, you don't need to spread that. And above everything else, human beings that are adults on this planet have caused enough suffering that didn't need to exist. Please do not pass it on to your children. Please do not pass on the hate and bigotry and hypocrisy and negativity that you have. Please do not pass that on to your children. Our children need to be better than us. Not worse, not the same. They need to be better than us. I have a sign in my house that says, "As for my house, we will serve the Lord." As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. You have no right to tell me I can't do that. And somebody would say, well, you have no right to tell me that I have to serve God. And I would say, you're right. Where do you think you came from? How do you think you got here? How do you define every coincidence in life? How can my dog communicate with me seamlessly without speaking a word, being an animal, and me being a human being? How can my dog and I have a bond that is true, real, and that everyone around us can see, not just us? How does my dog act as if she is my daughter, which she is? How does my dog know that she is my daughter? How does she understand my language? How does she get me? How does she do things I don't even ask her to do? How do we almost telepathically sometimes seem to talk to each other? How does my dog know exactly what our relationship is, what our bond is, and what I mean to her? Why does she love me? She's an animal. I'm a human being. We just think that happened by chance thousands of times over history, that dogs and humans just somehow figured it out accidentally the same way every time. If there is no God, there's a lot of explaining to do that makes no sense. But if there is a God, there's this weaving thing that connects and makes sense. And I think the absence of God has created the absence of identity, which has caused so many people to be seeking their identity because they have no idea who they are, because they don't know where they came from. If you knew God, you would know you, because God's not going to lie to you about who you are inside. God's not going to tell you who you are. The media will. Not here. I tell people all the time, I got media on my badge, but I am the farthest thing from the typical media. I do not have an agenda. I want you to love yourself and love each other. Well, Dan, that's an agenda. No. If you want to call it that, call it whatever you want. But people are so quick to blanket and cover and protect evil, but they want to expose good. Exposing good, keep doing it. Keep exposing the good. Keep taking all of the shackles off of us, take all the blankets off of us, and show us to the world. We want people to see good. The people that I love dearly, that love me the hardest, they know who they are. They know who they are. They believe in God. Not because they have to, but because when you sit in silence in a room, how do you not hear? How do you not hear I love you? How do you not hear I've called you by name and you are mine? How do you not hear I've got your back? How do you not hear, Daniel, please do not suffer this? I am by your side. I've got you. You'll be okay. How do you not hear that? Beth, Taylor, Kim, Susan, Ralph, Debbie, Tim, Todd, Joe, James, Joel, Stacy, Carissa, Becky, Tanisha, Roland, Bart. I'm not going to name every name that exists, but you get what I'm saying. How do you not hear in the silence, I've got you? And if you could tell me you've never heard God once, my only response to you is you weren't listening. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. We'll be back with the top dog of the week right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, located for you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, right off of Teal Ave. Make sure you get yourself over to GG Cards and Breaks. They're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And they have everything. They have soccer as well as multi-sport packs, basketball, football, baseball, AEW, so many awesome things that they have there. They have Disney Lorcana, which is really hard to find. They have opened up so much of Disney Lorcana's product, and so they have everything there for you to buy your specialty cards, to build your starter decks, to have what you need to play the game, or to just collect it. They have Yu-Gi-Oh! They have Pokemon. Get yourself out to GG Cards and Breaks today. You will not be disappointed. I am so incredibly grateful to be partnered with Josh and Anthony. I respect them. I appreciate them. I love their passion for the hobby. It helps you to get passionate about the hobby yourself, and it lets you know that there's other people out there like you that just genuinely love the fact that you can watch your favorite team, watch your favorite player, and then come home and have that piece of that there, a piece of their bat, a piece of their jersey, their autograph. Little things that mean so much that I loved as a child, and they helped me to see that there's other people as an adult, as I've grown up, there's other people that love it just as much, if not more, and they want you to be a part of that. So it's not just a store, it's not just a business, it's incredible people that care, and I appreciate that so deeply, and I love going to GG Cards and Breaks. Honestly, it's a place I want to go every single day, and I don't say that because we're on the air today. I say it because if you put my hand on a Bible and you said, do you want to go to GG Cards and Breaks today? I'm going to be like, yeah. And if I had a kid right now, I'd be like, do you want to go? Do you want to go? Because Dad wants to go. Do you want to go? I'd be like, yeah, Dad, we can go today. Do you want to go tomorrow? So, and you never know what they're going to have the next day. So it's always good to go in there. And I love that we just did an event at the Wildcat Sports Pub, trade night, went on the road, GG Cards and Breaks at the Wildcat. I'm happy that I got to partner with that and help to bring that all together and bridge that all together. And I got to read some of your favorite moments, and multiple people said collecting with your kid or collecting with your dad, that's something you really love, the generational connection that the sports card hobby gives to us. And I know dads and kids that have done that with each other, and I love the fact that my family's done that, and I have it. My grandmothers would take me, my mom would take me, my dad has taken me, and my mom more than anybody, and my G-mama too, they made it a point to just love it because I love it. And there's something just so special and so heartwarming, and so many of my great memories are centered around sports card collecting because I did it with my family, and it's such a loving, caring, awesome thing to share with people because there's a story behind it. And I can pick up stories about what I did with my grandma and my mom collecting cards when I was a kid faster than I could tell you what I had for lunch. There's something to that. And GG Cards and Breaks, they take that flame and they only make it greater, stronger, better, and they give you new memories with the same hobby. 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Make sure you head over there today and let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. With that being said, or you could say DT sent you. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life, it's time to get into, and I know we're a bit behind here today because I'm very passionate about things, and I want to make sure that when we talk about something in its entirety, and we respect that. So it's now time for us to jump into the top dog of the week. Top dog of the week, proudly presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. Make sure that you head off to either one of these locations for short and long-term care for your dog. Short-term care, the daycare. Long-term care, meaning if you're going to be out of town, you're renovating the house, whatever's going on, you got a bunch of things happening, you got a party at the house, you got to bring the dog over there. Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, the dog boarding for longer term care where each dog has their own cabin. They're both in East Syracuse. You can go and see the daycare, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, on 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse. And you could go see the campground on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, right down the road from the daycare. For more information, feel free to call the daycare at 315-437-7110. That's 315-437-7110. And you can call the campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. So make sure you get in touch with them today. My top dog of the week. Man, this is a tough one. There were so many different places that I could go to. So many places I could go to. My top dog of the week for this week, and I'm thinking about who did this here, who did that over there. I have two top dogs of the week. Dan Villari and Josh Gideon. Dan Villari is my top dog of the week because Dan Villari has been through, he's been through a bunch. Went to Michigan, wanted to be a quarterback for Michigan in the Big Ten. It didn't work out, so he comes to Syracuse. Syracuse, he thinks, okay, I'm going to be a quarterback at Syracuse. Then Syracuse says, Jason Beck sits him down and says, hey, we don't want you to be a quarterback. We want you to be a tight end. You got to change your body. You got to change all the things you do. It's a lot different standing in a pocket looking for somebody than actually running the route. So he decides to become a tight end. Syracuse goes through injury. They need his help. He steps up to the plate, and he does everything he can possibly do to help the team to win, and they beat Pittsburgh 28-13 in Yankee Stadium. Dan Villari is also a huge believer in God. And the entire conversation that we have, which I'm going to share again over the weekend, The conversation we had going into the season was about his faith, was about hearing the message, was about getting stronger in his faith, more connected to God, for him to listen and actually hear what he felt like God was saying to him and working through him. And it's a beautiful, beautiful message. So Dan Villari, for believing in God, believing in himself, believing in his faith, having faith in himself, going out there, and when his number was called, giving everything he could and putting it out all on the field. And when you know his story, when you listen to our conversation and you know more about his story, you can't help but root for Dan Villari. He's my top dog of the week because he carried Syracuse on his back and he did an incredible job with it. There's a lot of guys that did a lot of great things, and granted, Villari made mistakes, and we all make mistakes. But Dan Villari, without him, there's no way that they win that game. And I'm just very grateful that someone who has such a strong faith in God and such an openness to speaking about his faith without pushing it on anybody, but just being happy to live his truth and be who he is, when somebody like that succeeds, it just hits different. And it feels different. And I am so happy for Dan. So he's one of our top dogs of the week. My other top dog of the week is Josh Gideon. Josh Gideon just went through surgery. Got to have Lily bark again because we got two top dogs. Josh is my top dog of the week, not because we're partnered, not because I appreciate his friendship and our partnership business-wise, but because of the fact that he came out to an event last night with his arm in a sling, and he tried to support me. He tried to support the Wildcat, tried to support GG Cards and Breaks. And when I say he tried to, I want to say that he gave effort. He succeeded. He succeeded in all of the things that he tried to do. But he could have just sat at home. I just had surgery. My arm doesn't feel great. I don't want to go out. I'm self-conscious. I got this big old brace on and all that stuff. I got my arm in a sling. I'm afraid to leave. No. He went out to support his company, to support the sports card community, to support the Wildcat, to support me and my company. He showed up. And that, to me, is 99% of the battle, showing up. When you get there, you go kill it. You do what you got to do. And when I say go kill it, I mean go give it your all. But he's a top dog of the week for me because he didn't seek anybody to feel bad for him. He didn't sit at home and wallow in his, just wallow in his self-pity. He said, I had surgery. I got an event. I want to go out and be a part of it. And he sat next to me the majority of the time, right to my right. You saw him on video. And his attitude was positive. He had fun. He laughed. And he was still Josh through it all. And I mention that because we go through adversity. And it's easy to lose ourselves along that journey of adversity. And you have to go back and find, where am I? Who am I? What happened? Well, going through the adversity that he's gone through, and as tough as it may be, and I don't wish surgery on anybody, and I don't wish pain on anybody. I don't want anybody to have anything wrong with them that they have to go to the doctor. But if and when you do, if and when it happens, for any of us, I pray and I hope for a full and speedy recovery and that you never lose yourself. But if anything, you unlock more of yourself. And Josh, being the person that he is, caring as much as he does, and I want to thank Anthony and Beth for driving him over because he couldn't drive. I want to say thank you to Josh as a top dog of the week because a lot of people would have stayed home. A lot of people would have been like, no, had surgery, this going on, that's going on, whatever. No. He feels an obligation to help other people. And that means when he's not 100%, he's helping people. When he is 100%, he's helping people. I have never seen him put himself in a position where he's not trying to help somebody else. So arm in a sling, fresh out of surgery within the last couple weeks. And he shows up to his event and he does everything he can to be exactly who I know him to be, which is a kind, compassionate, empathetic, giving, humble, hardworking, selfless human being who wants to see everybody succeed. And I am so grateful that God crossed our paths I am so thankful that my dad brought me there on Father's Day. And I love working with Josh and Anthony and Joel and Alex and the crew because they care. And anybody should understand that after surgery with an arm in a sling, everyone in the world would understand if you stayed home. But for him to come out to that event and to offer to carry things, and then when you tell him not to carry something, no, I can carry it with this hand, I can do this, I can help you with this. When somebody goes through a tough time and all they want to do is help somebody else, it says a lot about their character. And I believe that your character is decided by you. And I appreciate people like Josh Gideon because they remind me every single day that there's other good people out there seeking to do good. And I love it, and I respect it. I enjoy being around it, and I love having you on my team. So thank you, Josh. Thank you for showing up because I would have missed you if you weren't there. With that being said, we're going to take our final step aside. We'll come back and we'll show and tell a little bit and talk exactly about that event right after this. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicollis.com. That's myavicollis.com.
Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout Central and Upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox.
If I had to describe it, I would like to say welcoming and kind of homey. Like, I feel home when I'm here.
Here's a special message from North Star Nutrition in North Syracuse and Nutrition Wave in Cicero on their very unique shakes and teas.
I always ask them, are you looking for a shake or a tea? Like, are you hungry or do you need a little bit of a pick-me-up? And then from there, I normally gear it towards whichever they prefer. So I say we offer full meal replacement shakes. They're 24 grams of protein, 21 vitamins and minerals. So the vitamins and minerals in that shake make it a full meal, and you'll stay full for about 4 or 5 hours. And if they want a tea, then I'll tell them that there's either 115 to 200 milligrams of caffeine. I would compare it to maybe 2 cups of coffee, and I explain all the benefits that are in the tea. Like, they have B vitamins to sustain your energy all day long. They have a tea for mental clarity and focus. They have a thermogenic tea to help boost your metabolism, burn calories. Aloe is great for nutrient absorption and digestion. And I say there's other flavors in it for the pretty colors and flavors. I always ask them, like, what's your favorite lollipop flavor? And then I'll go from there, and I'm like, well, believe it or not, there's less than a gram of sugar and it's good for you. The shakes, I say it's like your favorite candy bar or your favorite ice cream, because you've had them. It genuinely does not taste like a regular protein shake. This was the first yes that I've ever given, because I've always been like too shy or too scared to like talk to people or anything, and this just kind of really opened me up. I've stayed here so long because I just love seeing everybody's faces, having them like sit down at the bar and just telling us little tidbits about their life. You really have no idea what's going on in other people's life, and I feel like this job specifically really puts it into perspective and just kind of helps you enjoy other people's presence. As like a young adult and as a person, I have learned so much working here. Like, to me, it's way more than just shakes and teas.
For healthy drinks that taste amazing in a welcoming atmosphere, head to North Star Nutrition on 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, and Nutrition Wave on 6197 State Route 31 in Cicero. Open 7 days a week at each location.
Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. I love that music. And I'm so happy that, and we assemble all those commercials here in studio. So excited for North Star Nutrition and Nutrition Wave. I'm sitting here in the studio just giving a little, because it's got a little Hispanic feel to it, a little Spanish feel to that music. So I gotta enjoy it, right? So I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. By the way, with North Star Nutrition and Nutrition Wave, you can go and get the mic drop. Mine is almost gone. I'm getting a new one right after the show, but make sure you go out to North Star Nutrition on 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, New York, right there in the North Syracuse Plaza that like Applebee's, Utica Pizza. It's right in that plaza. And then Nutrition Wave is on 6197 State Route 31 in Cicero. So Nutrition Wave is by CNS High School. North Star Nutrition is by CNS Middle School. So make sure you head out to either one of those locations today. I want to thank all of the wonderful young adults that go out, as well as everybody of all different ages. But I know the schools, especially from the middle school, they just walk right over. So thank you for your support. All ages going to North Star Nutrition and Nutrition Wave. I love the fact that you're supporting local. And speaking of supporting local and appreciating the people that come in, today is Customer Appreciation Day at North Star Nutrition. Customer Appreciation Day is all throughout their operating hours, 7:30 to 4 p.m. today. So make your way out to North Star Nutrition. I'm going to be out there today, so I hope I get to see you. But make your way out to North Star Nutrition. They're going to be doing a lot of great things in Customer Appreciation Day, and I can't wait to see you out there today, November 17th. So make your way out to North Star Nutrition. Get my drink, the mic drop. Make sure you go and get yourself the mic drop. And I love that they put a positive message on every single drink. This one says, aim higher, dream bigger. Love it. And the teas are so big in and of themselves. So shout out to them for that. Make sure you get out to North Star Nutrition today for Customer Appreciation Day, 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, New York. So with all that being said, God bless to each of our 2 new partners, Nutrition Wave and North Star Nutrition, both joining us on this beautiful ride that I'm on here and having some fun with it. So God is great. I know that with everything I know. So with that being said, somehow I think I may have dropped a card along the way. Oh no, it's right here. So I wanted to show you the cards that I got yesterday at the trade night. So I did some trading. I bought a little bit, had somebody get some stuff off of me. So I had some fun in our trade night that was at the Wildcat Sports Pub. First trade night on the road for GG Cards and Breaks, as we had it at the Wildcat Sports Pub on 628 South Main Street on 3680 Milton Avenue. I got North Star on my mind because of Appreciation Day. So we went out last night to the Wildcat Sports Pub, 3680 Milton Ave in Camillus. Brought GG Cards and Breaks trade night on the road. Had some people there. They may have never been there before, never been to the Wildcat before. So some first-timers at the Wildcat, some first-timers at our GG Cards and Breaks trade night, some first-timers listening and watching my show Wake Up Call. So thank you to all of our returners and thank you to all of our first-timers. I love that we got to bond together as three businesses. And you got to go see the picture on our social media of Danny Tome, the owner of the Wildcat, Josh Gideon, the owner of GG Cards and Breaks, and of course, myself in the picture, the owner of Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, president and CEO. So make sure you check that out because that picture is truly worth probably over 1,000 words for doing fun things in the community. Now, the prices that are on these are the prices that the person that I got them from put on, so these are not my prices. So you could kind of just not look at that, but look at the card. Those of you that know me know that I'm a huge Randy Johnson fan because I'm a huge Diamondback fan. So, love Randy Johnson. I don't have any patch cards of Randy Johnson. So, I don't have any of his cards that have a piece of his jersey. This card is cool because it's got rounded edges instead of the pointed edges that you typically see. This is him on the Yankees, and it's numbered to 199, and it's a piece of his jersey. So you can see that piece right in the middle. Once again, those prices are not my prices. I'm just showing you the top loader that it came in. My other Randy Johnson, also from the Yankees, is a piece of his jersey here from Origins. So you could see right here is the piece of his jersey. Show and tell from GG Cards and Breaks trade night at the Wildcat Sports Pub that I got to host, which was really cool. Splash, I got to shout out my guy Shane. So Shane has worked at the Wildcat for many years, and Shane and I have had the opportunity to spend time around each other as I've worked with the Wildcat in partnership between the Wildcat and Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for this being our 8th year. And so Shane had this. By the way, Shane has an awesome card collection and got a bunch of cards that I want. I mean, I'll look around at different places, but there was a ton of cards that I wanted to trade for or get from Shane's card collection. So Shane, I want to shout you out, and you got an awesome card collection. Definitely hope we could do business in the future. We did some business at trade night. Thank you for bringing your cards out. Cool seeing Johnny as well. Send my love to Johnny because Johnny's good people at the Wildcat too and spent a lot of years around him. So I mentioned Shane because Shane and I made a deal on 3 cards, and he gave me this one just out of the goodness of his heart. It's not a rookie card. It's an insert. It's a refractor insert, mosaic splash that is Trevor Lawrence. But I love collecting Trevor Lawrence's cards like I love collecting the Damon Stoudemire cards and Fred Taylor cards that I collected. So this is a splash refractor. You can see the rainbow there. That's the refractor. And it's an insert from Mosaic. He goes, I know you like the Jaguars. I know you like Trevor. So he goes, you could just have it. So he gave it to me, and I wanted to shout him out for that. And then I got these cards. I traded a C.J. Stroud for a C.J. Stroud. So I had a refractor C.J. Stroud that was priced a bit higher, but I didn't leave without a C.J. Stroud. So not always does that happen, where you trade a card of a player and you get back a card of that player. So I'm happy that I got that. This is a CJ Stroud rookie card. So I gave up a rookie card refractor, but in the 4 cards that I got for it plus cash, I was able to still come away with a CJ Stroud rookie card. So I had three CJ Stroud rookie cards going into the night, and I still have 3 coming out of it. So that made it a little bit easier to part ways with a card that I liked. And then I have this rookie card insert for Dalton Kincaid, who's the tight end that's really putting in some good work in reality and in fantasy football. with the Buffalo Bills. So I got a Dalton Kincaid. I'm thinking that this might get sold by me at the upcoming big show that's going to be out at the fairgrounds. This one is also numbered to 50. It is 28 of 50. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that on the back. It's really hard to see on here, but the 28 to 50 is right here. I'm going to hold it closer. There you go. You can see it there. So this is numbered to only 50 in the world, and he's a Bills player, so I would imagine that the people are going to want to go ahead and take that card off my hands. And once again, that is not my price. That was a price that the person had on it. And then I got these two from Shane, and I'm really excited that I got these. They're both numbered, and they're numbered low. So this one is number 7 of 49, and it's my first rookie card of Garrett Williams. It's a rookie card refractor of Garrett Williams, DB for Syracuse. It's got him in the Syracuse gear on the front. It's got the Arizona Cardinals on the back. So I think this is a unique card because some people like getting cards that have them in their college jerseys. Some like the pro jerseys. This has a look at both because we have him in his Syracuse jersey with the Arizona Cardinals logo on the back, and it's numbered to 49 in the world. So that's a high-quality card that I might be bringing out to the show. And then this is a rookie patch auto of Sean Tucker, who made the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent. So you got Sean's auto. It's my first autograph of Sean. So my first autograph of Sean, it's his rookie card, and it's a tricolor patch here. So we got a tricolor patch. It's a huge patch, which I love, and it's from Syracuse. So this is part of the Immaculate collection, and it's numbered to 25 in the world. So there's only 25 of these Sean Tucker rookie patch auto cards from Immaculate. So you can see it right there. You got Sean, you got his tricolor jersey, you have his autograph, his rookie card, and it's numbered to 25 in the world, and it is number 3 out of 25. So this is a high value card. I think people are definitely going to want that at any Syracuse show for sure. So that's my show and tell, because I had a great time at GG Cards and Breaks Trade Night, as always, and I had a great time making history, bringing the trade night on the road in partnership with the Wildcat Sports Pub and getting to do it at the Wildcat. So a bunch of people came out, got drinks, got food. So you came out to the Wildcat, you showed love for local, you traded, you bought and sold, you had a great time with GG Cards and Breaks. We gave away a bunch of free stuff simply by you telling us your name and your favorite sports card memory. You could answer any one of 3 questions. Your favorite memory in the sports card world, the best thing you have in your collection, or the best thing you've ever pulled. You can answer any one of those 3 questions, and we gave away a free pack. GG Cards and Breaks brought a bunch of packs and gave those away, and I love that so much. I promised I would answer, and you can go back and watch that video on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, X at Call DT. You can also go and see it on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. I do want to say this really quick because I promised I would do it, and I'm a man of my word. And at the bare minimum in your life, you should be keeping your promises. That should be a bare minimum, not the maximum. Your minimum in your life should be keeping your promises that you make. So, in keeping my promise, I said that I would share everybody's answers that signed up and got a free pack from GG Cards and Breaks and came over to where I was sitting with my wake-up call set up at the Wildcat Sports Pub. So I kept my word that you all got a free pack, and my other part of my word is that I said that I would answer each of those 3 questions, and I'm remembering here this morning that I did not do that, so I want to make sure that I live by my word. My favorite memory in my sports card hobby, collecting cards, and my grandmother's taking me, and my mom taking me, and my G-Mama telling me, don't tell your mom that we went, because she didn't want my mom to know that she spent money. So I would say my favorite memories are going to Twilight, going to George's as a kid, now going to GG Cards and Breaks. God willing, if I have a human child someday, I will be bringing them to GG Cards and Breaks. And I say human child because I already have Lily, who I consider my daughter because she is, and I love her dearly. And Gigi told me I could bring Lily into the store, so Lily and I are already going to have a daddy-daughter day at GG Cards and Breaks, which I look forward to. But I would say my favorite memory is collecting, being around good people, trading growing up, finding Damon Stoudemire cards for sure, and doing it with my family and predominantly with my mom and with my G-Mama, and my Gammy also taking me out from time to time, which I love that too. I would say my favorite thing in my collection, I mean, it's got to be this. I've showed it on screen before, but let me go ahead and, if you haven't seen it, let me go ahead and grab it here. But my favorite thing in my collection would have to be given to me from my Uncle Bill, who passed away recently here, and God bless him in heaven. He gave this to me at 14 years old the last time I saw him. It is Nolan Ryan, and it is now baseball and football had cards like this, and I collected a ton of them. This way that it was Pacific that did these cards. It's a Nolan Ryan on-card signature, and it's a beautiful signature. And this is back in the day. This is in 1992. And how God works and how my grandfathers are under God. It is 1992 is the year my grandfathers both passed away, and I didn't even know that this card was in 92, because I say that some of my favorite music was made in 92. There was movies in 92 that I liked, and this card, 92, arguably the hardest year of my life, and I hope it never gets harder than that. Hardest year of my life, and this card was made in 1992, which God is good. It's a limited edition, personally autographed, and they didn't do like how they do now, where you see on my Sean Tucker card how it's imprinted there that it's 3 of 25. It's like, like indented into the card. Back then, they used to put how many there were in the world, which says 1,000, and then they physically wrote 105 on the back. So they physically wrote with a pen 105. So this is number 105 of 1,000 that Nolan Ryan signed in the world. 1,000 of these cards, and it sits in my studio at pretty much eye level because my Uncle Bill gave it to me. And from 14 years old, hard to believe, 14 years old and I'm 38 years old, so 24 years later, it's never going to get sold. I mean, it's always going to be here with me because I love my Uncle Bill and I always want him to be with me. So, and I miss him. So God bless you in heaven, Uncle Bill, for sure. So that's probably not probably, it's my favorite card in my collection. I also love my Damon Stoudemire collection because I got to put that together over years, and a lot of people were involved, and there was so much love behind it. So I would probably say those two. And the best thing I ever pulled was the Downtown Kenny Pickett. I pulled Kobe Bryant's rookie card, which is back there by my SU helmet, from Skybox Premium. This was the best card that I had ever pulled. And I traded it to someone who kind of took advantage of me. I was a kid, and I wanted the card back, and he didn't give it back, and then I couldn't find it for over a decade. And then I found it at a card show years ago in Syracuse, right down the road from Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory on 7th North Street. So I found this card, and I got it for a tenth of the price that it was valued at one time. And I don't know why the guy was like, yeah, take it for $2.50. So I have Kobe Bryant's rookie card that I pulled as a kid on Christmas Day in a Skybox Premium box that my parents got me. I pulled this when I was a kid, couldn't find it for over a decade, found it at a card show, and that is like the Nolan Ryan. I will never give that card up again. And so I would say that was one of my best. That was like my best pull. And then I know a lot of people, and it's crazy that like I go to GG Cards and Breaks, or I go to I went to the card show at the fair in September. I was at trade night last night. I was at trade nights before at GG Cards and Breaks, and people know me as the guy that pulled the Kenny Pickett, which I think is awesome and unique and kind of cool. And I still have that Kenny Pickett. So downtown Kenny Pickett rookie card insert, which was a case hit, I think. And we also made one of the YouTube channels as one of the top 10 hits in a box or a pack to one of the top 10 cards that were pulled from a box or a pack or a tin. Top 10 in the world for September for the stuff that got sent into this one gentleman. So that was really cool. Again, want to thank my top dog of the week, Josh Gideon, for sending in our video. And I want to thank the team of people that chose it as one of the top 10 videos. I think we were number 6 in the top 10 in the country or the world, or however far that they reach was really cool, at least the country. So that was really, really cool. And so I would say probably the downtown Kenny Pickett, which I'm going to be bringing to the show in December at the fair, and it's definitely up for sale. I'm not a Steelers fan. I respect them. I covered Kenny Pickett in college, and I interviewed him. And I've covered the Pitt Panthers for a long time. But my downtown Kenny Pickett is up for sale. If it was a Trevor Lawrence, it would be in the studio and it would never be for sale ever. So, but the Kenny Pickett, still valued high, is definitely for sale. So, just want to send my thank yous. I want to give a congratulations to the MVPs that we thought was going to be the MVP. Shout out to the American League, Shohei Ohtani, the first person in Major League Baseball history to win the MVP twice unanimously, both times. So shout out to Shohei Ohtani. I hope you're healing up, getting better, and I hope you're an even better player. Hard to believe that could happen, but I hope to God you are, because I know you can do it as we move forward. So God bless you, Shohei of the Angels, and God bless Ronald Acuna Jr., who won the National League MVP from the Atlanta Braves. And speaking of sports cards, his cards have had value, continue to have value. If he was one of the top 2 cards people were looking for and highest priced, he's continued to be that. And now winning the MVP, I would imagine that's only going to go up. First person ever in Major League Baseball history to have 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases in one season. Big time congrats for that. And shout out to our MVPs. NFL-wise, the game last night, seeing the AFC North that is all too competitive, which I love, and seeing these teams go up against each other last night in the NFL, really, and this game was on all of the TVs at the Wildcat Sports Pub during GG Cards and Breaks trade night. The Ravens won 34-20. Joe Burrow got hurt at one time in this game. Looked like he might have been hurt going in the game. Lamar Jackson got hurt at a time in this game. Mark Andrews got hurt at a time in this game. So more than anything else, I pray to God for a healthy and speedy recovery in all ways, shapes, and form for everyone to heal completely, including everybody else, on top of the 3 gentlemen I mentioned, for us all to heal completely and to heal for good, no matter what, to heal through you, God, and to handle well whatever comes our way. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen. The Ravens won that game that was on last night. Lamar Jackson, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 16-26, 264. Burrow had 17 passes, 11 of 17 for 101 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. Jake Browning filled in for him. Number 6 jersey there on the team, 8 for 14, 68 yards, a touchdown, no picks. So 3 quarterbacks in this game, no one threw an interception. That's kind of a cool stat. Mixon for the Bengals, 16 carries for 69 yards, 4.3 yards a carry. And Gus Edwards on the Ravens side, 12 carries for 62 yards, 5.2 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. I've told you a billion times that Gus Edwards is old faithful for the Ravens backfield, but if you still don't believe me, that's not my problem. Honestly, it's your problem, because if you didn't believe me, you didn't draft him or you didn't try to pick him up. Odell Beckham Jr., first 100-yard game in a couple years, 4 catches on 7 targets, 116 yards, caught the most balls for the Ravens, had the most yards, and was targeted the most by Lamar Jackson. the touchdown. Nelson Aguilar and Rashad Bateman each had a touchdown. Zay Flowers had a touchdown taken away due to a holding call. Joe Mixon had a touchdown receiving on the other side. And to go with his 69 rushing yards, he had 31 receiving yards, which means that he ended the day with exactly 100 yards in total and a touchdown. Not a bad day for him. Tyler Boyd stepped in the absence of T. Higgins, and Boyd had 3 catches on 6 targets for 22 yards. Jamar Chase had the other touchdown that was thrown. He caught only 2 balls, targeted more than anybody else. 7 targets, only caught 2. One of them was for a touchdown, and he got 12 yards total. So not a rather quiet day for Jamar Chase, but he did get in the end zone. So that game went up for them on a Thursday, and that's a song reference for those of you that don't get it. Going up on a Tuesday, they went up on a Thursday. So looking at this week, week 12 in college football, there's only one game last night. Pitt won 24-16 in the battle of the 2 schools that recruit Central and Upstate New York better than Syracuse University. And there's going to be 2 games tonight: South Florida at UTSA in the American, and Colorado at Washington State inside of the Pac-12. The American Athletic game is at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2, and Colorado at Washington State, the Pac-12, is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Sports 1. Huge slate of games on Saturday. Papa Joe's Gators are going to kick off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN at number 9 ranked Missouri. Syracuse and Georgia Tech are unranked. Syracuse will be at Georgia Tech at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the ACC Network. I have Syracuse losing the game. I hope that my hometown team proves me wrong. I just think Georgia Tech has too much, and as I've always told you, impartial broadcaster. No matter who I love, I got to be an impartial broadcaster. I'm wearing an Arizona Diamondbacks hat, but did I just spend time congratulating and honoring Shohei Ohtani and Ronald Acuna Jr.? So you got to be an impartial broadcaster. I don't hide who I love, and at the same time, I give respect where respect is due, impartially. So, with that being said, I hope you have a great weekend. I thank you so much for tuning in. Facebook.com/WakeUpCallDT, YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT, and on WakeUpCallDT.podbean.com is where you get the show live every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time and beyond, like today and yesterday and most days. And you can find us in our archives after we go live on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, and YouTube. All you have to do is search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or in one word, Wake Up Call DT. And a big time thanks to our incredible partners in Central and Upstate New York, Carvel DeWitt, where I have my own ice cream, which I'm honored to say every morning when I wake up, to know that we proudly have something that is so very special. And to have my own ice cream is such a beautiful and wonderful privilege from Carvel DeWitt. You can go there and get the DT Dolphin any day of the week, including today. So go out there and get the DT Dolphin at Carvel DeWitt, exclusively at Carvel DeWitt. And that is mint chocolate chip ice cream, green for the Dolphins, of course, topped off with hot fudge, whipped cream, and a cherry, and green and gold sprinkles, as well as a chocolate dolphin jumping out of your whipped cream. It is one of the coolest things to look at and even better to eat, and I look forward to you going and getting one today. And I appreciate you all so very much, for those of you that have. Mon Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, perfect place to get your gift baskets for the holiday season on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. So make sure you get out to Ma and Pa's. Let them know the Wake Up Call sent you. If you go on location and buy a tin in the store, you get half-price refills for the rest of your life. That's an insane offer. Go and take advantage of that wholeheartedly. Make sure you get over there. The Wildcat Sports Pub, awesome night last night, per always at the Wildcat. Love being out there. Love the fact that we've been working together for 8 years. Love being a part of the family and them being a part of my family. GG Cards and Breaks, I've said it throughout the show. Fantastic place, wonderful people. Fearless leader in Josh Gideon. Awesome Anthony, Alex, Joel, everybody
at GG Cards and Breaks. Seriously, go there today, go there tomorrow, go there every day. Bring the people that you love and get into this hobby together and have fun with it. And be around just good quality, salt of the earth human beings. So I love sitting on a couch with them, and I love supporting them because they're good people and they care. And every time I'm around them, we get to be big kids. So I love that, and I think that feeds the spirit in the most positive of ways. So get out to GG Cards and Breaks on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, what can I say? They're led by one of my closest friends and brother, Jimmer Sikowski. I love him dearly. I love his team. I love telling their stories in the Light Between Us series. I love everything we do with Lead on Fridays like today. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. So much more than a chicken sandwich. And they're even better than the other Chick-fil-A's I've been to. I mean, they're Chick-fil-A's a step above, and Chick-fil-A Cicero and Clay are a step above. So make sure you go and support them today. I know that it's not a local brand, but they are locally branded into our community because of the people that work there that care so very much. Jimmer Sikowski is a huge part of this community, and I love the things we get to do together. So Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, go and show them some love today. PB&J's Lunchbox, amazing food. Pat cares so much. I love the food truck all over the community. She really doesn't take a season off on the food truck, and the cafe is just incredible. Get out there and support them. Their soups are awesome. Their quesadillas, their nachos, their grilled peanut butter and jelly that's award-winning with the roasted pecans in it, to their breakfast sandwich. Everything I've gotten there has been good. I love their tacos. PB&J's Lunchbox is just such a party in your mouth of flavors and fun, and I implore you to get to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York today. Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. I spoke about them in the Top Dog of the Week. They're in East Syracuse. There's nobody I would trust more to take care of your dog for short and long-term care than Lorraine, Chad, and their team. Lorraine is incredible. Chad, the entire team, I just absolutely love the way they treat Lily. And I trust less than what I can count on my two hands when it comes to somebody being around Lily. And Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, those businesses are on that very, very, very short list of people that I trust with Lily because they're just incredible and wonderful human beings. Mother's Cupboard, I have my own sandwich there. I love that. I love the fact that Mother's Cupboard is synonymous with Central and Upstate New York, and I get to have the honor and privilege of having a sandwich there that you walk in the door, you look up at the specials on the boards, and in between them, there is an orange poster right there. There's an orange framed picture of my sandwich with all the information on my show. There's a picture of me there, and I'm so honored and so grateful to Mother's Cupboard for giving me that opportunity. I love working with them. I can't believe we're in our third year already. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everybody on the staff. I appreciate you all dearly. I love that Mother's Cupboard is in our community and nobody else's. We get to have this. We get to have this really awesome thing that's just nestled here in Syracuse. People come from all over the world to go to Mother's Cupboard, and of course people in the community, you know all about it. You can get the Cuse McMother, my breakfast sandwich, available daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on 3709 James Street in Syracuse, New York. Bacon, egg, and cheese inside of 2 pieces of French toast. Pick it up and eat it like a sandwich. Cut it up and have it with some syrup. Pizza Man, we do our Beeville shows there. I love Pizza Man. I love their food. I love their sweet heat. They were on the Mike's Hot Honey years before anybody else was. The atmosphere is great. It is a family-owned and operated business. The Delias are incredible human beings. They work tirelessly, and they always make you feel important and appreciated. Even if they're crazy busy, they'll make sure to shake your hand and say hello and thank you for everything you do. They are truly just a wonderful, wonderful example of people that work hard and care deeply, and I appreciate that so very much. Great Lakes Honda City, it's where I get all my cars from. I put my money where my mouth is. I drive a Honda. I don't support Honda on the show and then not drive a Honda. And I don't support Honda on the show for Great Lakes and not go to Great Lakes. All my vehicles have come from Great Lakes that I've gotten, and I have all the love and appreciation for them not being your typical dealership. So shout out to them.
on Henry Clay Boulevard. Make sure you go out and see them today. And Avicoli's. We have our Liverpool show there. John is an encyclopedia of the community. He knows Liverpool better than probably almost anyone on the planet. He's so caring. He loves seeing the kids. We love doing the Warriors shows there. I love bonding with Liverpool and their community. I love being at Avicoli's. I love the grandma's pie more than anything that I've gotten there, and that's saying a lot because I love the veal. I love the margarita pizza. I love the barbecue chicken pizza. I love their pasta in general. Avicoli's just does it different, and they rock out. So appreciate them. North Star Nutrition and Nutrition Wave, our newest partners. What can I say? 5 seconds into our partnership, I had my own drink there. The mic drop, and you can literally walk in to North Star Nutrition on 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, and Nutrition Wave on 6197 State Route 31 in Cicero, and you could say, I want the mic drop, I want the DT drink, I want DT's mic drop, and it's there for you. Pomegranate, blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, and watermelon all mixed into one healthy tea. It tastes incredible, and it's good for you. You can have it with more or less caffeine. At the base of it all, it has vitamins and aloe. Awesome stuff. North Star Nutrition, their Customer Appreciation Day is today. Don't miss that on 628 South Main Street in North Syracuse, New York. And, of course, we're proud to be the exclusive partner of the Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. You're going to get a double dose of the Dolphins. Say that 10 times fast. Double dose of the Dolphins. You're going to get that at, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and only here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora will you get exclusive Dolphin content. We are also the first to everything that happens in Lemoyne College's world when it comes to athletics, and in a lot of ways when it comes to the entire scope of Lemoyne College on the Heights. As their exclusive multimedia marketing partner, I am so grateful and so honored to have the opportunity that we have. And I want to thank Bob Beretta and Dr. Linda Lemura for giving me this opportunity. And I want to thank the coaches and student athletes and the community for embracing me. Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time is Dolphin Time. We're going to underpromise again and overdeliver again. And we're going to have some awesome stuff coming up for you this week. AD and DT with Athletics Director Bob Beretta and myself, Dan Tortora, is one of the shows we do. And the other show, Dolphin Dive, diving into the stories of student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. Check all of it out by subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click the notification bell, send us a like, and there's a Lemoyne playlist on our YouTube channel. You can also get them on wakeupcalldt.com under the exclusive partners tab by clicking on Lemoyne. For more information, go to LemoyneDolphins.com. And as always, Fins way up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Check out everything we do with the Bobcats by coming and hanging out with us on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, give us a like, spin that notification bell, and check out our playlist on our YouTube channel for the Bobcats, BSC Syracuse Bobcats. That is the playlist on our channel. Exclusive content every month, all throughout the year, from year to year with the Bobcats. Men's and women's soccer, men's and women's basketball, baseball, esports. Men's and women's soccer are both vying for national championships right now. Women's soccer, the number 1 team in the nation. Men's soccer, the number 2 team in the nation. Can't wait to tell those stories. Love everything we've gotten to tell. Love the Bobcats. Student athletes, coaches, administration, thank you for trusting me. God bless you all. I appreciate you dearly. I love telling your stories. And the Bobcats are such an easy way to be in my hometown and all around the world at the same time. And what I mean by that is that when I interview their student athletes, they come from all over the world. And I get to sit at a table with 4 different countries, not named the United States of America, in that moment. I mean, it's like the UN. It's like I'm in, U.S., and then we have Trinidad and Tobago, and we have, Chile, and so on and so forth, and just, Antigua, Germany. It's just a beautiful, Australia. It's an amazing experience. I love it dearly, and it's so much fun to work with the Bobcats. Check them out on our YouTube channel, as well as on
wakeupcalldt.com. Under exclusive partners, click on the Bobcats. And for more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. As always, go Bobcats. With that being said, I want to thank Carvel for the annoying moment of the week, Carvel DeWitt specifically. Lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Big time thanks to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Our topic today, how do you respond? Because we have to respond in a very purposeful, direct, respectful, clear, loving, and caring way in today's world now more than ever. Top Dog of the Week, proudly presented by Canine Kamp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, honoring Josh Gideon as well as Dan Villari. And a big time shout out to our awesome trade night on the road with GG Cards and Breaks at the Wildcat Sports Pub. Shout out to Ronald Acuna Jr. for NL MVP, Shohei Ohtani for AL MVP. God willing, a healthy and speedy and complete recovery where you be well and stay well forever, Shohei. God bless to you. And telling you about the NFL game that happened last night, as well as BC and Pitt. So with all that being said, have yourselves a great weekend. Stay safe. Be good to each other. Find us on the socials. Go to Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, X at CallDT, Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT, and of course, all the time on WakeUpCallDT.com and YouTube.com/WakeUpCallDT as well. God bless you all. Please take stress out of your life in a healthy and positive way, and always do your best because it's good enough for God. Should be good enough for you, and it'll definitely be good enough for the ones that truly care about you. Thank you to everybody that shows up in my life. I love you all. God bless you all. Be proud. Be happy. Be who you are. Chase your dreams. And if you believe in God and you believe in yourself and you chase your dreams, I promise you, you're going to have so much more than you could have ever even dreamt of. So have a great day.